Hello, guys. Welcome to Reddit Uncovered. Hope you all are good. And before we jump to today's stories, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button below. Also, let me know in the comments on which stories you guys want me to work, and the next video will be on that. Let's get started. Hello, guys. Welcome to Reddit Uncovered. Hope you all are good. And before we jump to today's stories, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button below. Also, let me know in the comments on which stories you guys want me to work, and the next video will be on that. Let's get started. Okay, so here's the title of today's first story, and it says, Am I the asshole for saying, I don't give a fuck about my roommate's baby? This seems to be an interesting one. Let's see what the whole story is. I'm 27F, and I have a roommate 25F. Originally, it was me and my roommate, but she got pregnant by her boyfriend, causing her boyfriend to move in. At first, it wasn't a big deal. He wasn't loud, and my roommate didn't really bother me. But as the months passed and she got more pregnant, she started becoming more entitled and rude. For an example, she would constantly steal my food, and when I tried to confront her, she would play the pregnancy cravings card. But the day that finally made me snap was the day I brought home a small personal pumpkin pie. I wrote my name on the box and put it in the fridge. Later, when I went to get some, she was literally standing there eating my pie. Honestly, I wouldn't have cared if she only took a slice, but this bitch was literally eating the whole thing. And fed up with her always eating my food, I got mad and I yelled at her. I asked her why was she eating my pumpkin pie knowing that it wasn't for her. She started crying and said she's pregnant and she can't help that the baby was craving pumpkin pie. In a fit of rage, I yelled at her and said, I don't give one fuck about your dumbass baby. She gasped dramatically like I just said something world-shattering, and she ran off to tell her boyfriend what I said. Later, he called me a bitch for yelling at a pregnant woman who can't control her craving. So, am I the asshole for saying, I don't give a fuck about my roommate's baby? Okay, so after reading the whole story, my verdict is NTA, not the asshole TADA. Just kidding, guys. But yeah, you're not the asshole, in my opinion, as if she's pregnant and craving for something her boyfriend should go and get it for her. It's not your responsibility to bring things for her. And in the worst case scenario, let's assume for a sec that she couldn't control it, or her boyfriend couldn't bring it at that time, then she would have at least asked for your permission politely, rather than just going all in on your pie. I mean, it's basic ethics, dude, and her boyfriend was pretty rude and the real asshole. Drop your opinions in the comment section below, guys. I would love to read them. Let's jump to the next story. So the title of the second story says, Am I the asshole for telling my wife to get a job if she wants to subsidize the kids? Let's jump to the story and see what it is. Also, guys, please do hit like and subscribe button below. It really means a lot to me. Up until our youngest kid graduated from university, I worked crazy hours out of town to pay for everything. I worked 6 weeks on of 12 hours days. Then I would get 3 weeks off. That works out to 56 hours a week if you average it out. I've been doing that since I was 35 years old. It allowed my wife to stay at home and take care of the kids and the house. We also used it to pay off our mortgage as well as buy new cars for cash whenever we needed. I'll describe our budget so you guys can judge. After taxes, we used my take-home to pay the mortgage and bills. We then paid into the kids' college funds, then into our retirement fund. Then we topped up our retirement account. We put money into our emergency fund. Then whatever was left, we split 50-50. Our tax refund was our vacation fund. Now I'm 55 and I'm tired. My body's beat and I need to slow down. Our kids are both through university, both got their degrees and have jobs. I did my part. The company I work for had a job open for an office job. I applied and got it. It is a 9-to-5 city job, 40 hours a week. Better hourly rate plus other compensation. However, it is a lot less money without the overtime. I was getting 44 hours a week of overtime. That's huge. But we have money in the bank, and I have an easy stretch until I retire. My wife, however, is upset. Both kids are struggling. For the record, they live at home rent-free, but they want cars and apartments of their own. They can afford that. They just won't be getting luxury cars and huge apartments. We no longer have a mortgage, and my wife and I are both driving vehicles purchased in the last 3 years. Still under warranty. Our budget no longer has education funds either. We still have more than we need, and my wife and I each have $1,000 each month to spend however we want. I am saving up for a new garage/shop. My wife has been giving hers to the kids. She is hinting that I should also contribute. I think I have contributed enough. I told her to get a job. She's only 46. She can go to work and give them her salary. I still provide housing and food for all of them, so she won't starve or anything. Her and the kids think that I'm being cruel, and one of the little shits said I was being lazy by cutting my hours so much. This is my hill to die on. I've done the hard work long enough. I want to enjoy my life. Am I the asshole for telling her to get a job and give them her money? First of all, hats off to you, sir. No, you're not being the asshole for asking your wife for a job. Let me explain it a bit. To be honest, I think you already had done your part, and even more than that for your kids. You paid for their degrees, you paid for their food, and provided them everything in the best possible manner. So now it's their responsibility to get what they want on their own. And frankly speaking, I know what I'm going to say now. Might offend some people, but you should let them be on their own. You already did more than enough. And now, as they have their jobs, they should be the ones working overtime and looking after both of you. I mean, you are already 55, and obviously, I totally stand with you that you need to slow down and give your body some rest after working out throughout your life. You deserve it. That's my take on it. Comment section is always open for you guys, and let's jump to the next story. Okay, guys, here's the third story of the day. To be honest, I wasn't going to add this one to the list today, but since I read it, I just can't stop thinking about it. Here's the title of it: Am I the asshole for not feeling a shred of guilt whenever I out my husband's ex-wife? Before we jump to the whole story, please like this video and subscribe the channel as it keeps me motivated to get new stories every day for you. Thanks a bunch! I live in a very conservative town in Texas where the Southern Baptist Church is the most powerful organization due to sheer number of congregations and congregates. My husband's ex-wife is a hometown girl who was born and raised here. Her dad is a church elder at one of the biggest churches in our area, pretty close to a mega church, but we aren't quite big enough population-wise to cross that threshold. She leads one of the single mom support groups at that church and is the school counselor at a local school, as well as being a licensed LPC. Sounds like a great person, right? I know a lot of people think she is just so nice. We were able to get custody of my stepson because her father held him down on a family vacation and was punching him because he didn't want to unload the entire family's luggage by himself. Guests at the hotel called the cops. He reached out to us begging us to come get him because he was terrified. Our lawyer told us not to go because we would be charged with kidnapping across state lines. As soon as they got back to Texas, she dropped him off and kept their daughter for the rest of spring break. We got a restraining order against Grandpa and full custody of my stepson. Come to find out, he had been cutting for 2 years and was suicidal when we got him, and she knew it, but had him hide it from us. When he moved in, I was helping him unpack and realized that she had not bought him clothes in 2 years. He was a men's medium and was wearing kids large. I had been asking why his clothes were all too little but kept getting brushed aside, especially since she was getting $2,000 a month for child support and lives for free in one of the houses her parents own. Now I knew. We bought him a new wardrobe, and of course, Grandpa is still a church elder with no consequences. A few months after he moved in, we found out that she had told the kids that her new boyfriend had gone to jail for drugs for 15 years. We were extremely concerned about this, as he was frequently around the kids and spends the night at her house while the kids are there. My husband reached out to her asking for information. He clarified he didn't care about her personal life, but would she please let him know the name of the man and the nature of the charges? She refused to respond for weeks and finally just said she prioritizes the safety of the kids and no other information. In June, we discovered he is actually a registered sex offender for a first-degree felony for aggravated sexual assault and was sentenced to 35 years for committing violent rape. He had just been paroled after serving 18 years and had only been free a few months before they met, and he was introduced to the kids. Needless to say, we took her right back to court. She does not see my stepson. He hasn't been to her house in almost a year, and she refuses to come see him, and has told him things like he's trying to destroy her relationship, and he's destroying their family and ruining his sister's life. She's constantly telling my stepdaughter that we're lying about everything to try to make life hard for her, and that the whole thing about the BF going to prison for rape is a lie. The kids are teenagers, and we showed them the state sex offender registry because we knew she would try to manipulate my stepdaughter into agreeing to be around the rapist. Now, every time someone in town tells me about how nice she is, I just say things like, no, she's not. She's a manipulative liar who repeatedly exposed her kids to a rapist. Another time, the school nurse asked me how my stepson was doing. I told her he's doing great. He's had a lot of therapy. Then she realized I wasn't his bio mom and apologized, saying she shouldn't have asked me. I told her point blank that mom wouldn't know how he's doing. She lost custody of him a year ago and is about to lose custody of her daughter, too. We were still in the legal battle. I'm worried that I should just keep my mouth shut, but the rage I feel every time I encounter someone who thinks she's this wonderful Christian woman is indescribable. My husband thinks I shouldn't say anything because it is making me look bad and making her look like the victim. AITAH because I can't keep my mouth shut. Edit, we won the custody battle last summer. We never talk about this in front of the kids. Second edit, I had the conversation with the school nurse last year, and I do think the ones suggesting therapy are right. I get so angry every time she does something to hurt the kids, I can't sleep for days. Anytime the kids come to me for help, I'm so deeply affected I can't think about anything else. The anger I'm feeling is not healthy. Okay, honestly speaking, I don't have much to say on this, but to answer your question, no, you're not being the asshole in this whole scenario. In fact, the only person I see taking a stand to protect those kids is you. But I don't think you need to waste your energy on someone who doesn't even care, like what kind of a person she even is, who don't even think about her kids. I genuinely feel sorry for both of your kids. And yes, I didn't add the word step because the way you are taking a stand for them and worried about their health and all, I really don't feel like you are treating them as stepkids, and I really hope things get smoother for them and they do well in their lives. I leave the rest on you guys. Feel free to drop your opinions in the comment section below. So I'll call it a day today. If you enjoyed the stories, please hit the like and subscribe button below. And do share your opinions, and I will add them in the next video. Stay safe, stay healthy. See you guys in the next video.